All right, here we go. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this little gathering that you may have stumbled upon and found yourself in the middle of, if you're wondering what it's all about, this is what we call Michael Myers Monday Live. It's our hangout session, our chat fest, our geek out event with our friends, the faithful, the loyal, the legion of Michael Myers. So if you're new here, welcome, and to all of our returning friends, what's up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. You made it. You made it through another week. You made it through another Monday. And hey, like I always say, that in itself is reason to celebrate because we're still here kicking past another week, past another top of the week. So here's to you guys. Thank you for joining me. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I'm going to check in with the live chat for just a minute. I think we got a fun show for you tonight. Not a whole lot of franchise news. Kind of a slow week on that front, but some cool news still to talk about, especially as it concerns us here at HDN. We're going to talk about, we're going to discuss, and I'll give my take on a recent fan film that you might have seen called Halloween Stalks. And then, of course, towards the end, and I've got a cool flashback video with you from one of our first video interviews we did, and that will tie in with some of the other conversation we're having tonight. And then, of course, we're going to do shout-outs at the end. One little thing I'm going to switch around here tonight is instead of doing the usual show and tell at the top, we're going to move the polls up to the front of the show like I do sometimes, because my goal here tonight, I'll tell you guys, I'm not planning on being on very long tonight. I know I say that a lot, and a lot of times it still goes well past midnight, but I got to get up a little bit earlier than normal tomorrow to cover an event, and my coverage of that event, you guys will be able to see all of it on the following day, on Wednesday morning, but not related to this franchise in any way, but some really cool stuff coming from that event as well. So, and a few other just little small things that I want to bring up and let you guys know about. Some little tidbits, little bite-sized nuggets of sweetness. So, but before I go any further, let me just turn over here to the live chat and welcome everybody. I see a lot of familiar names and faces. Right off the top, we got to recognize Mr. Rob Windsor coming in strong on the top with a $2 super chat. Rob, you are the man bringing these super chats every week. I love it. As you guys know, super chats are enabled. Every single penny helps. We appreciate it. No amount is too small to make us happy and to show your love and support. Also, memberships are open as well. We've got a growing HDN club of channel members, and very soon I'm going to be scheduling our very first members-only live stream. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing during that live stream yet. That's one of the things we've got to figure out. But I will probably be turning to our current members for their input on what type of a members-only live stream, live chat they might want to participate in. So it's just $5 a month. And there's other perks as well. Speaking of which, one of our esteemed members, Brett Patrick, has checked in. Let's see, Joseph the Horror Guy is here. I love it. Let's see, I saw Megan and Dave were checking in very early. Welcome, guys. Of course, Teen Wolf was here, and she says, can't be able to join the chat today. There's a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and things are rough right now. So everybody send some good vibes to our friend. I was a teenage Teen Wolf. Sounds like they're having a tough night. Hope it gets better for you, Teen Wolf. We miss you. Phil is in the house as well. Welcome, man. Thank you. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Byron has checked in. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you as well, sir. Michael Myers is in the house. Excellent. Jason Yost in the house. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hollywood Lito is in. What's up, man? Hey, welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Let's see. Who else has checked in? Camp Blood Collections. I love it. Sam Eichner, another week closer to age 45. Yes, sir. We're inching closer and closer. Let's see. Darlene has checked in. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you as well. Excellent. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Halloween Lives podcast in the house. What's up, guys? Going to be talking about my recent appearance on their podcast in just a few minutes. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a chance to check it out. Let's see. What else is happening in the live chat with you guys tonight? If you're new here, again, don't be shy. Go ahead and chime in. Somebody's already... Orlando Reyes, welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thanks for the compliment on the shirt. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I love this shirt. Darkman is in the house. Awesome. Art H79, yet another esteemed channel member checking in. What's up, Art? Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Thank you for being here and for your support. All right. What we're going to do now, Halloween Stalks in the house as well. Excellent, excellent. Great. Make sure you're following Halloween Stalks and the Halloween Lives podcast and Hollywood Lido for that matter as well. We're going to be talking about all those guys in just a few minutes during tonight's show. All very cool people, all huge Michael Myers fans like we are as well. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But like I said, we're going to switch things up a little bit this week and do our poll results first and go ahead and launch this week's poll, because this week's poll in particular was inspired by our conversation last week. And so I want that to be part of the conversation during the live stream as well. But first, before we get to our new poll, let's go to our poll results from last week. So we're going to go over here. And you'll recall last week we were talking collectibles, and I asked, what is your most wanted Holy Grail Michael Myers officially licensed Halloween franchise collectible? And I gave a few options here, and we talked about an original Don Post Michael Myers mask. I should have clarified. I thought about it later. That option's really not fair, honestly, because it wasn't released as an officially licensed Myers mask. I mean, Don Post owned the mask because they created it. They created it for Star Trek, and then did their version of a Michael mask. It was called The Mask, though. So technically that might have been a little unfair on my part to put that one in there, because as you can see, it clearly dominated the votes. With 99 votes, that Don Post Myers mask got 68% of the votes. Coming in second with 18% is the original Halloween Atari game. In third place at 9% is that original Spencer's Young Michael Myers clown. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that. I remember seeing it, and I didn't get it at the time, thinking, it's no big deal. I can get it another time or something. And man, that's one thing I'd do different if I could relive that day. And that original Michael Myers snow globe that was released with the H2O, or with the Halloween 78 20th anniversary, excuse me. And so now we are going to go ahead and launch this week's poll. And I think you guys are going to like this one. This is a fun one. You'll recall last week we were talking about the new bobblehead, right? The Michael Myers at the clothesline bobblehead. And we were talking about how this is from Royal Baubles, the same company that last year gave us Michael Myers killing Bob, and with Bob stuck against the wall in bobblehead form. They gave us young Michael before that. They gave us Michael in Bob's sheet, Ghost Michael. They gave us also last year Michael behind the bush. That was another Spirit Halloween exclusive, just like the clothesline one is. But so with that in mind, and you guys were coming up with some great suggestions last week on other scenes that Royal Baubles should bobbleize, let's say. So that's what inspired this week's poll question. We want to know what scene from Halloween 1978, should Royal Baubles release next as a bobblehead? Should they bobbleize? And I came up with a couple that I think maybe could make it as a bobblehead. It'd be interesting to see how they do it. But again, like I always say, they only let me put so many options in the poll. So if your pick of a scene and you've got one better than these 5 that I've listed as options, then please, by all means, write it in the comments of the poll, or just let me know here, or do both. But let's go over there right now. You can see the we've already got 1 vote for Annie's deathbed. I also put Michael with the station wagon, maybe. Maybe Michael slicing Lori's arm. I was thinking maybe they probably couldn't do Lori, but then they did Bob, so why couldn't they? If they could do Michael with Bob, I think they could do Michael slicing Lori's arm, probably. Or how about Michael's finale, when he, the finale sit-up, you know what I mean? Or how about Loomis? How about Loomis on the balcony seeing that Michael has vanished, that climactic moment? I'd love to see any of those in bobblehead form, and I'd love to see if it would be possible to recreate those scenes. But they've done great work with what they've done so far. So you guys, let me know what you think, and be sure to participate in this week's poll. Andromeda checking in, another one of our regular friends here on Michael Myers Monday Live, and an esteemed channel member, part of the HDN Club here on YouTube. I love it, bringing in the groceries, but she says she'll be in after that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, we got a good, let's see, who's this? Moody's Mind, the overcaffeinated collector. Good evening. Good evening to you. Welcome. Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to have any new blood in here tonight. We did celebrate the first Michael Myers Monday on Threads today, in fact. So I was curious if you're joining us and just learned about us on the new Threads app, then let us hear from you down there. We love welcoming new blood into the Triple M live show. Oh, Lito, the way to vote, when you're done here or whenever, if you go to our channel, the main channel page, and go over to the community tab, you'll see the poll listed right there. And that's the best way to vote. And in fact, I can even put the link in here if y'all want. I think I can. Let's see. And then it'll be real easy. Y'all can just click right over. Oh, it's not going to let me. It's not going to give me a share link. Okay, well, it's in the community tab. All right, so moving right along this evening. Like I said, it's not that I'm ignoring you if I don't get to your comment. Like I said, just trying to move things along a little bit tonight. So we might be done before midnight. Byron's asking if Halloween Ends will be thought of as a cult classic, or is currently a cult classic. That's a good question. You guys chime in and let us hear what you think. So Halloween Lives. Did you guys see the podcast? Have you been listening to the podcast? The guys are in the house this evening. If they're still in the live chat, but I think they're probably lurking like Michael Myers somewhere in there. The Duncan brothers, Blaine and Austin. I was fortunate enough to be asked to come on again. This was my second time on their podcast. I was actually on episode 3 and was their very first guest. And they've followed. There's been some pretty impressive names that have followed me. So I was honored then, and I'm still honored to be their first guest. And then on Friday night, I was their first live guest, and I guess their first two-time guest. So thanks to the Halloween Lives podcast once again for having us on and to talk all things Michael Myers. And if you missed the episode, the live episode, I did put the link to it in the description of this video before we started. I actually was thinking ahead this time and got it in there before. So if you missed it, go check it out. And if you're not familiar with the podcast, it's a great podcast. It's the Duncan Brothers. We've talked about it before on here when we were ahead of my first appearance on the podcast. But there they are, the Duncan Bros. And again, I came on. I'm at the top of the episode. I'm the first guest, and we talked mainly about H45 and ran through the current list of guests that have been announced. And then they went on to bring on some other guests, many regular viewers and listeners, part of their audience, the Halloween Lives audience, and brought them on. It was really kind of cool. And I listened to the whole thing. I was doing some work that evening, and I listened to the entire podcast and really enjoyed it, and really enjoyed hearing everybody else come on and, just celebrate their fandom. And I think it's a very like-minded community to ours here. In fact, I know it is because I saw some of you guys lurking in the live chat as well. So I know their audience is our audience and vice versa. And if not, they should be. So you guys check them out. Check out the live episode, Live 25. That was the most recent one from last week. And they have new episodes every Friday, and they've had some great guests on there. A couple of our Michael Myers, fraternity of Michael Myers actors. And they do a great job, and they're cool. And they are, like I said, they're each one of us. So be sure to check them out. That is the Halloween Lives podcast, and they are lurking here in the live chat. Here, the man, Matt. Yeah, well, thank you guys. Thank you. I do love that you guys had me on first. I can't believe it. I mean, they've had Christopher Duran and Brad Laree on there, and but yeah, it was really cool, and it was a lot of fun Friday night. We'll definitely do it again. I think there will be times that I think it's pretty safe to say there'll be future collabs, shall we say? I think we can say that. So then, like I said, I was listening to the episode and I watched a lot of other fans come on and friends of Austin and Blaine, and oddly enough, everybody they had on there had nothing negative to say about the most recent trilogy, even Halloween Ends. They were all really very positive about all of it, which was great. And again, it reminded me of you guys and what we do here, and we kind of check our negativity at the door and celebrate all the stuff that we love about this franchise. So I really liked that as well. And I was watching, and they had a director on, and he's the director of the Halloween Stalks fan film, which Halloween Stalks is, he's lurking here in the live chat somewhere. And it reminded me, as I'm listening to them talk, I'm like, I need to watch that fan film. And then it struck me, wait a minute. I think he reached out to us a while back, and he did. And so I got distracted upon the initial contact when Dominic reached out to us, and I wanted to watch the fan film. I could tell, just from the first few seconds that, okay, this is something I want to, watch when I can pay attention and really soak it in. But it was a crazy time back in January, and then I got distracted and never got around to watching it until the podcast reminded me. So then I did go watch Halloween Stalks, and I love it, needless to say. This is an awesome fan film, and I've included the direct link to it here on YouTube as well in the live chat. If you're like me and you're late to the party, like I am, don't be late to the party like I am. But if you are, then you can check it out. And I'm going to pull up. Well, that's actually where I got this photo from, actually, on this week's thumbnail. That's an image posted on the Halloween Stalks Instagram, and that is there, Michael Myers, and he does an amazing job in the film. The mask looks insane, and the film, what is it, you ask? Well, it's a sequel of sorts. You know, it's kind of a good idea. What they do with Stalks is it takes place on Halloween night, and it does kind of involve some familiar character names, but not really characters that you, not our main characters from the original film. And what we get here, I'll pull up just a little bit of this. Again, I'm not going to play the film here, and I know a lot of you have already seen it, because again, late to the party over here, me, but I will pull up just a tiny bit so you can get an idea. This is just some of the opening credits, and there he is, written and directed by Dominic Cousineau-Benoit, and yeah, I had to reach out to Dominic after I watched it and apologize for being so late to the party. And it wasn't that I was, again, ignoring him or trying to not watch it. It just, I got distracted. But this fan film, I really, really enjoyed it. It really nails a lot of aspects of the original 78 film. And I've seen a ton of Halloween fan films. Here you can see it takes place in Livingston County, Illinois. And yeah, right off the bat, you're getting stuff that harkens back to 78, right? And you can even see in some of these a little bit of... look at some of the cinematography. You know, they really nailed the look, the tone. I mean, their Myers looks incredible. The cinematography, I was very impressed. I felt like the lighting is too, because it's not easy to shoot in the dark, and Dean Cundy is the master of that. But these guys they're able to pull it off, and it looks very much like that 78 tone. And even Dominic's framing, I really appreciated some of his framing choices of where he placed the camera and the point POVs. And as far as the story, one of the things I really like about it is that, again, while you guys will recognize some names, some familiar names mentioned, but what Dominic smartly does is he stays away from the main continuity. And it's really, for the most part, Michael doing what Michael does, just unprovoked and with no reason. I'm just jumping around here to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. Here, this is a good shot. Let's pull up to this. Look at that right there. I love that shot. That just looks great. I mean, it's just so simple, you know, the silhouette. But to nail that on a cinematic level, to shoot it, you got to have it lit correctly. You got to have, I mean, they've even got the fog there to make sure that the silhouette shows up exactly. can even see the knife gleaming. I mean, it's a great shot. So, needless to say, I definitely recommend that you check out Halloween Stalks if you haven't already. Like I said, I know most of you have probably already watched it. You probably watched it 6 months ago. And again, I'm just over here late to the party just now checking it out. But better late than never, right? So, if you have seen it, let me hear your thoughts in the comments or right here now tonight in the live chat. And if you haven't seen it, once we're done here, make sure you click the link in the description and check it out. It's about 14 minutes long, so it's not very long, but it definitely held my attention, and it was definitely one of the best fan films I've seen. And I've seen some good ones. I've seen some really bad ones too. I've seen more bad ones than good ones. And again, I'm never going to be somebody that comes out and is like, this fan film sucks, or any more than I'm going to be like, this feature film sucks, because I know how hard it is to make, just the most basic, 10-minute short film. And I know how hard that is. So anybody that gets off their ass and makes their own film, good, bad, anywhere in between, to each their own. I'm always going to respect the effort, first of all, and just getting it done and out there, second of all. So, but Halloween Stalks is good, and their numbers definitely confirm that too. What does that say? 100? Is that right? 142K subscribers, but 77,000 views on this thing in the last 5 months. So it's definitely out there. People are seeing it. You guys let me know what you think. And one more tidbit, and this is kind of news, but are on the podcast, Dominic and the guys were discussing a follow-up, and it sounds like, and they'll correct me. Dominic's here in the live chat. He can correct me if I'm speaking out of turn here, but if I heard right, we're gonna get a follow-up to Stalks coming soon. So we're going to be able to see a little bit more. Very stoked for that. So I'm going to turn over here to the live chat and take a breath right here and take a swig and see what you guys are saying about Halloween Stalks and the Halloween Lives podcast. Check them both out if you have not yet. And again, you guys know I don't plug a ton of podcasts here. I don't plug a ton of fan films here. We haven't really talked much about fan films on the live stream, but this one is worth it. But also, it got me thinking and remembering how many great ones are out there. And while we are kind of in between films in the franchise, in between timelines, whatever it is, while we're in a downtime somewhat for the franchise as far as a new project announced and in the works, I thought it would be fun moving forward to focus sometimes on some of these better fan films. And maybe if they're new, that's great. But even if they're not, we could go back and look at some and look at them in today's light. We used to do a thing at Halloween Daily News on the website a few years ago where we called it Fan Film Friday. And every Friday we would feature a different Halloween-related fan film at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And I don't know if we'll get back into doing that exactly, but again, thanks to Stalks, it really got me wanting to kind of curate some of the better ones and get y'all's take on it and share when necessary and needed. So let me know what you think about this one. Byron says Halloween Lives is an awesome podcast and loved Stalks. Excellent. All right, Dominic says, you heard right, my friend. The sequel is officially in the works. So there you go. A sequel to Halloween Stalks. And again, I mean, one of my favorite things is that it doesn't try to rewrite really anything that already exists, really. I mean, in a lot of ways, the film exists on its own, even though it is kind of connected to 78. But you guys, let me know what you think. I am looking forward to that sequel, Dominic, and I'm looking forward to all of your upcoming projects. Keep it up, man. Great work. Let's see. Patrick Ring, the Halloween movie collector, has checked in. Another one of our esteemed HDN Club channel members. How's it going, Patrick? Patrick has one hell of a collection that dwarfs mine and probably some of y'all's. Of course, some of y'all probably got collections, I'm sure, that dwarf mine. Jason agrees, great cinematography. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if you're referring to just the stills we saw here or if you've seen the film. Again, I'm going to assume most of you have seen it if you're commenting on it. But yeah, I mean, that cinematography and the lighting, I just really did get that Dean Cundey, John Carpenter vibe. And again, it's not impossible to achieve, but it's not the easiest thing, especially when you're shooting in the dark and you have so much darkness in the frame. That's a key characteristic, as you guys know, of the 78. All right, Joseph is tired, clocking out. I hear you, ma'am. Matt Russell's in the house. What's up? Liv says, absolutely, we'll be collabing in the future. Yes, definitely. And thanks for having me on again, guys. Byron wants to know what's a better tagline, accept your fate or witness the legacy of evil. I kind of like accept your fate. If I got to pick one of those two, I'd probably go just off the top of my head. That one flows a little better for me, feels a little more right for me. All right, and another little news bit. So again, check those things out one more time. Links are in the description. Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys. And Dominic, again, apologies for being so late on my viewing, but yeah, it's awesome, and I know you're gonna kill it with the sequel. Hollywood Leto is in here, and for those of you that don't know, he is a should we say world-renowned? I mean, he's a well-known Michael Myers cosplayer. I mean, I think we have to go further than cosplayer with Leto, don't you think, guys? I think a performer, and on screen, if not in the films, but you've seen him on screen, and most recently, you've seen him on screen in that trailer for the Halloween 2 game. Well, what you may not know is he also composed the soundtrack for, and it is available now, just launched today. Check it out. I have included the link to Amazon where you can purchase this digitally. And yeah, I've included the link to Amazon where you can purchase it. It's 4 songs, and as you know, it's going to sound very much like Carpenter-esque. I'll say it'll sound Carpenter-esque. I think Leto would approve of that. Ah, Lito noticed my mug. Yep. Got to be rocking the Every Day is Halloween Michael Myers mug as I'm drinking my usual Michael Myers Monday mango twist. Except tonight, I think technically it's a little less mango, more of a raspberry lemonade twist, but still accomplishes the same thing. Oh, Lito, you are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. Anytime. Anytime. I love it. And we've talked about the game, Halloween 2, the game, the board game coming. And we looked at that amazing trailer. It was an extended trailer. It was more like a scene, I guess. It was pretty kind of its own short film in a way. It was. And again, so good, so cool. Brett says we need more age 45 announcements. Oh, I believe they're coming. I agree. I don't know why they're not dropping a couple each week. I would think just go ahead and figure out how many more you got to go and drop 2 or 3 each week. I don't know, but I know a lot more have been signed and are coming, so I think we're going to get those announcements. Let's see. Matt Russell says everybody should get Lito's score. Love it so much. See? Yeah. Well, you guys are going to love it. I mean, you heard some of it if you watched that trailer for the game. All right. I don't normally watch America's Got Talent. I don't know if you guys do. I mean, I got no problem with it. Nothing against it or anything. I just, it's not usually on my viewing list. But a friend of mine had posted the other week that he had seen a commercial and somehow Michael Myers was going to be on stage on that show. It's like a star search show, talent search. And so I checked it out, and over on the AGT official Instagram, they actually shared the clip from one of their recent episodes. And of course, when it begins here, I'm thinking, oh, cool. Surely he's playing the theme, right? The Halloween theme, Carpenter's theme. But no, and I can't play it here because I'm sure we'll get a copyright strike. But what he's playing is a Vanessa Carlton tune. And then this happens. Set to the Vanessa Carlton tune on piano. And you can see a lot of people out there, they're digging it. Terry Crews digging it, but Heidi Klum, now let me just say right there. Heidi Klum, she calls herself the Queen of Halloween. And she goes all out and has these like insane costumes and that she wears and posts how it takes her all day to get in this Hollywood style makeup for her costumes, and they do look great. But I'm like, come on, you love Halloween so much, and you're gonna be the first one to hit the buzzer, not just hit the buzzer, be the first one. Come on. Anyway, a little disappointing in that, but yeah, unfortunately, our boy got X'd out. Our boys, I guess. So what can I say? The judges of America's Got Talent don't know what they're talking about. Now, granted, this is weird. I mean, the whole thing about it is weird. I gotta admit, but I gotta give them props for bringing Michael Masks on stage, national TV. You tell me what you think about that whole thing. All right. Oh, this is cool. Did you guys see? I guess this is technically the first shout out of the night. We'll do a few more in a minute. But did you see our buddy Christopher Nelson shared a cool behind-the-scenes picture from HK today on his IG, wishing us all a happy Michael Myers Monday. You gotta love that. There he is behind Aaron Armstrong as our flashback Michael in Halloween Kills. We talked about Aaron quite a bit last week, actually, when we were going over the guest announcements. What a great job he did. We talked about him on the Lives podcast as well. Love Christopher Nelson, love his work, love that flashback mask, and gotta love when he gifts us with some new behind the scenes content on Michael Myers Monday. Doesn't get much better than that. All right, let's go back over here to the live chat for a minute. Lito, my man, thank you for the shout out. Dropping a $5 super chat. Hey, thank you for all you do. You guys, this guy is like the Hollywood Michael Myers, kind of the go-to guy. Yeah, just amazing work. Great work. And thank you so much for hanging out in our live chat tonight. See, like I always say, guys, you never know who's going to pop into our live chat. You never know. We've had some cool ones in here tonight. And Andromeda, you are too nice. Esteemed channel member, regular Triple M viewer, loyal friend and fanatic alike, Andromeda 1741 with another $5 super chat tonight. Love it. Thank you so much, everybody. Raise not one. If I was two-fisted. Oh, actually, I do always come prepared. Raise two. One for Lito, one for Andromeda. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Every penny helps. Every little bit helps. It means so much. Here's to you. Here's to you. Brad's Music Channel. Oh, y'all trying to get me drunk tonight. Is that what it is? All right. Brad's Music Channel just stepped it up with his own super chat for $1. I love it. Thank you, Brad, so much. I've talked to Brad a little bit over on IG. He's a cool dude as well. Thank you for tuning in tonight and hanging out. Now, everybody, you know what to do. Raise one up. And again, I don't mean it's got to be alcohol. If you don't drink or you're not drinking tonight, that's fine. Just whatever you're drinking tonight, whatever beverage of your choice. Raise one up. The Brad's Music Channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love it. All right, what I'm going to do right now. Yeah, we did the Christopher Nelson. Oh, you guys will like this. You guys on Threads yet? Anybody here on Threads yet? It's the new app. You might have heard about it. It's been in the news a lot the last couple of days. It launched last week. It's basically the new Twitter. Everybody's jumping on it. Of course, we jumped on it right away. Of course, HDN's there, bringing the orange and black attack every day like we do on all the other socials, because that's what we do. So if you're on there and you haven't found us yet, you can find us on there. Halloween Daily News is the account name. And if you're not on there, when you do get on there, be sure to find us and check in with us. And if you're one of the regular Triple M viewers, one of you guys that I know your names and stuff, please tag me, let me know. Hey, it's so and so from the live streams, because if you're not using your same name, or even if you are, sometimes we get so many notifications. Sometimes I don't see it unless we're specifically tagged or get a DM or something. So once you guys get on there, let me know. But we're on there. I was very happy to jump on there, and we got our first 1,000 followers in less than 24 hours, which I was thrilled with and super stoked. And we crossed 2K just over 3 days. After just over 3 days. So again, very stoked with that. And today we celebrated the first Michael Myers Monday on Threads, and some of our friends are on Threads too. Some of your friends and some of your favorites from this franchise. Now, many of them have not made their way quite yet, but a few have. So, real quick, let's take a look at who from the Halloween franchise has joined Threads. And we're going to start with this one right here. Our buddy James Jude Courtney, the man. He joined Threads right away. His first post was this awesome image, which I absolutely love, this set image. Again, talk about epic framing. That looks heavenly and evil all at once. I love it. And James's first thread says Michael has joined the chat. You gotta love that. But not just James, Nick Castle himself, the OG, has joined Threads as well. He posted over the weekend, "Hi everyone, I'm on this new app. My niece made me." Yeah, well, the kids know where it's at as far as the social media, so you got to follow where the kids are sometimes. Also, the queen herself, Jamie Lee Curtis, has joined Threads within its first few days. And I really liked her first thread, in which she asked, "Why do we cover our mouths in fear or excitement?" Asking for a friend. I think we know the answer. And Kyle Richards, our Lindsay Wallace from the original 78 classic, and of course, also from Kills and Ins. Yeah, she's a 3-time Halloween movie star. Kyle Richards has also joined Threads. And we're there, like I said. That's our profile. Find us on Threads. Let's bring the Michael Myers Monday phenomenon there. Some of you are already doing it and are doing it today, and I love it. Unfortunately, at the moment, Threads doesn't do hashtags, so I can't click on the hashtag and see everybody posting using the hashtag. So the way we're going to have to do it on Threads is you guys just need to tag us, and I'll see that we're tagged, and then I'll see you over there, and we can include you in some shout outs and reposts and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's bring the Triple M fun to Threads too. But you guys tell me, are you on Threads right now? Have you checked it out at all? Lito says, not on Thread yet. Biding my time to see how it catches on. It's already so tough trying to keep up with YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Oh, tell me about it. I hear you, ma'am. But we gotta be there. We gotta spread the gospel of Halloween everywhere. So when you guys get on there, just know we're already there waiting for you. So come find us when you get on there. No hurry. We ain't going nowhere. Casson Heineke, do you answer Instagram DMs? I try to. Or somebody, one of us from HDN tries to. If you sent me one and I haven't answered, send it again tonight, and I'll check if it went into the requests folder or something, and I didn't see it. Or, like I said, honestly, guys, we get so many DMs some days that it's hard to keep track, and sometimes it's not that I don't want to answer, it's just that I can't answer at the time, and then I get distracted and forget to go back, and because we get so overwhelmed, and that happens sometimes. I know you guys know how it can be. So I would say if you did send us one and you're waiting for a response, maybe just send it again tonight, and I'll check here in just a few minutes after we're done here and everything. Yeah, for sure. No problem. Jason says all these platforms are becoming exhausting. They definitely are. I can't argue with that. I mean, it takes me a while. We publish an article on HalloweenDailyNews.com, and then it takes a significant amount of time to then share that on all the different platforms and all the different ways. It definitely can be overwhelming for sure. But as far as this stuff, this community, this interaction, I still think here on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, is the best for that. We have great interaction on IG. We always have, and I love that. But I love, just like what we're doing here, the immediate interaction, because that was always the goal when we did the very first live stream on this channel, was let's talk to the YouTube audience in a way that we haven't and sometimes can't on other apps or platforms. So that was always my feeling of like, yeah, we're going to do what we do and bring HDN here in a live format. But the key difference from all other things HDN does is the conversation you guys are having with each other, conversation we're all having together. And I love it. I say it every week. I love it. I look forward to it. I have a blast. All right. Speaking of Halloween 2, you guys, I think, will like this. I'm going to take a little break off camera. I'll be right here in the live chat commenting along for just a few minutes, but I want to play a clip from one of our interviews. This interview goes back 2 years, back to almost 2.5 years, back to early 2021, when we were just beginning our Zoom platform interviews, the video interviews that we do mostly now. Prior to that, it was mostly written interviews. So this interview, I figured fitting for today, as we're talking about Halloween 2, the game, or Halloween 2, yeah. This is from my most recent conversation with the legendary, iconic Dick Warlock. Now, I talked to Dick a couple of times over the years. My first interview with him was back in 2015. We did a follow-up, like I said, in 2021 on the occasion of that year's 40th anniversary of Halloween 2. So that's where this clip begins, with us talking some about working on Halloween 2. Now, the clip's not very long. It's about 10 minutes, though. So, again, I'll be off screen. I'll still be here in the live chat commenting along. But if you've already seen this, and then I appreciate you watching the interview. If you haven't seen it, then I urge you to watch the full interview. And it's divided into 2 parts. Again, it was published 2.5 years ago. You can find it in the interviews playlist here on the channel or at the interviews tab on HalloweenDailyNews.com. I urge you to check it out. Mr. Warlock is just an amazing human, and the stories he has and the people he's worked with, going back to like John Wayne and Disney and Elvis, and it's just unbelievable. So with this clip, you'll hear us talking about Halloween 2, and there's a lot of Halloween 2 in this clip. But as with all of my conversations with Dick Warlock, they go other places, because he talks about one thing and then it reminds him of something else. And he's got so many great memories, so many stories, so many vast experiences working on so many sets over the years. So you'll hear some other stories outside of Halloween 2 within this clip, talking mainly about Halloween 2. But in this clip, you're going to hear Dick talk about the firewalk at the end of Halloween 2, the needle death scene, and trying not to kill Ben Tramer. So check this out. And after we're done here tonight, if you've not watched my full interview from 2021 with Dick Warlock, I urge you to check that out anytime at your leisure. It's here on the site. And I didn't put links to it before we started, stupidly, but I will add links to it in the description after I'm done here tonight. And then if you're watching it later, you'll be able to find it real easy. So here you go. A bit of my conversation from 2021 with the legendary iconic Dick Warlock. Halloween 2. As stunt coordinator, I've wondered how much of the kills was already scripted as opposed to how much were you involved in kind of directing how they were going to be done. Like, did they have in the script a syringe in the eyeball and the face boiled off and all that?
It was all on paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was all
someday
predetermined.
I'm gonna put my script on eBay or something,
Yeah.
Got all kinds of scribbles in it and stuff.
So that was all
yeah, it was all, yeah. And we talked a little about it, and he said, this is what we're going to do. And so I just kind of fell into it and did it the way I wanted to do it. I mean, I didn't change anything really.
Yeah.
Dr. Mixter was sitting with his back to her. She turns him around. When she turns him around, she backs into the light, which exposes me. So it was simple. It was really, we didn't do like Jason does. Jason tears things up and, he rips people apart. And there wasn't any of that stuff. There was very little violence, really. It was very subdued, the whole thing, I thought. When I see it now, I say, well, it's like an old TV show. There's really not much to it.
Very much so. You're right. Yeah. A lot left to the imagination, especially compared to the way the films are nowadays.
Yes, exactly.
What was the hardest part of that film? Was it the fire walk at the end?
No. Making sure that I didn't run over Jack Boyce, who was Bennett Tremor.
Okay.
The way we rigged that, and I had to depend a lot on Jack, and he's a heck of a stunt guy, so I counted on him. I put on the front of the police car, I put a platform, this being the front, the windshield's here.
Mm-hmm.
He had to kind of walk backwards in it to feel it, that he turns and steps on the platform as the car comes under him, which then thrusts him. He just thrusts himself over the hood. We couldn't do that very fast, because if I'd have missed, I'd have creamed him. If it had been off and he'd have stepped down where the platform ended, and it threw him hard telling. So if you notice in that movie, the lights are really going doo, 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 doo. That's because they undercranked the film a little bit, and they sped it up. They shot it at 24 frames, 22 or 23 frames, and then shot it at, you see it at 24.
Okay.
And that just makes it go faster. We did that a lot in Herbie, all those Herbie movies with the racing thing. Because that little Volkswagen, even though it had a Porsche motor in it, couldn't keep up with those race cars. Those race cars had to kind of hang back, just like in a horse race, when the one horse is supposed to win, the other guys are looking up really low.
Right.
Oh God, I could outrun this nag. I don't know what. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't want to run over Jack.
Yeah.
So they slowed it down, and that's the way it came out. That's just part of the trick stuff, the trick photography that films are noted for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was the most difficult. Can you tell me a little bit about that firewalk? That's one of the most memorable scenes.
I got my arms singed here, nothing serious. The first time, because we did it twice.
Okay.
We had to do it twice. They rebuilt the set. The first time we came through, how it was constructed, it was the doorway. It had fans. When I say fans, they're about that thick, and they're two pieces of metal put together to form, when they fire, they have the propane attached to them. It comes out in a fan shape. That's what filled the doorway.
Okay.
I'm behind that. They get everything ready. I got the suit on. They put the stuff that we use for burning. I won't go into what it is. And they light me. I mean, they light the fire first with the fans. They light me. Then basically, if there's not enough, when I go through it, there's a lot of fire that does get on me everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, because it was an enclosed top, we shot that on a sound stage. Normally, you're either in a building that's outside and fireproofed, but we did that on the sound stage. And the fire went up and went right out towards the cameras, which is really hairy. And it looks great, I think. At that time, it was one of the hottest burns because of the enclosed heat and all that anyone had done. Firestarter was pretty good. I mean, I did a good one in that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that one too, because I know there must have been, and that was filmed here in North Carolina as well.
Yeah, the Hindenburg. We came out of the nose cone like the guys that were escaping in the real Hindenburg thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were duplicating that, but it wasn't a very long burn, and it wasn't very far. We went out and turned over and landed in boxes.
Okay.
With the tarps over them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I've done a number of those things.
By the time you were working on Firestarter, I had the techniques and had it advanced any by then, or was it
almost yearly? Now they have a gel that you can put on, and you don't have to have hardly anything.
Yeah.
You guys still put certain clothing and
mm-hmm.
liquid stuff, and I'm not like Hal Needham. Hal Needham was one of those guys. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
Hal is well, that's a long story. Anyway, he was famous for hiding the secrets. Don't tell people how stunts are done and all that stuff. The actors, let them get the credit on the Carson show and whatever. And then when he got a chance after he wrote the movie Hooper and explained all those stunts on screen with the airbags and the rams and the this and the that, oh yeah, well, it's okay to do that now because it's me that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
See, although before that it was hush, hush, don't tell him. Yeah. And now, after that, stunt wannabes started invading Hollywood. Oh, we know there's nothing dangerous about this. That airbag, you can fall 300 feet onto an airbag. Come on. So anyway,
I don't know. I think there's probably still some danger involved in some of those, some of these films, some of these stunts for sure.
Lately, they do everything on cables now. And
yeah, now.
You got a cable the size of a pencil, and they just digitally take the cables out.
Yeah.
You put Tom Cruise hanging upside down from a building or hanging on the side of an airplane,
Yeah.
I mean, that can be dangerous. When I did, what is it, Cat from Outer Space?
Mm-hmm.
The airplane stuff, turning upside down, hanging from the airplane or whatever. 3 months later, the pilot, who was a famous pilot, Frank Tolman, Mance got killed on the plane when it got stuck in the desert. They tore a plane apart and got one motor and something, flew it, and Phoenix, Flight of the Phoenix is the name of the movie.
Oh yeah, okay.
His partner, Paul Mance, got killed doing that. He got the plane off all right, but then it crashed and it killed him. Well, Frank, who was really the pilot of the Stearman that I was hanging, getting the kitty and the hanging, I don't know whether you ever saw that movie or not. I did. No. There I was doubling Ken Berry.
Okay.
He died. He had a heart attack and flew a plane into a mountain. Neither one of us had parachutes on. He came to me, he said, "You gonna wear a parachute?" I said, "I'm wearing this green jumpsuit. I can't wear a parachute." He said, "Okay, I'm not either." So he said, "If you're gonna go, I'm gonna go with you." But we didn't, and he did later on. And it could have been that day that he had the heart attack.
Oh, man.
And you can't rehearse that stuff. There's no first aid guy up there to, to give you some. I mean, it's just ridiculous sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If it's your destiny, you're gonna go.
Yeah, I guess so.
God's in control, then you're going to go. If he says, "It's time, Dick."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So far, like I said, I'm 81 years old and he hasn't called me yet. So I'm real tickled about that.
Yes, yes, yes. Love Mr. Dick Warlock. Living legend. Glad to see that my boys over at the Halloween Lives podcast are going to be having Mr. Warlock on an upcoming episode of theirs as well. So, very awesome. As many of you are saying in the live chat during that clip, yeah, he's just the best, man. I mean, just an amazing human. The career he's had, the stories he tells, like David Super says, legend. Plain and simple, just legend. I mean, he's done so much. So that's why I wore this shirt, because it reminds me, I know it doesn't say Halloween 2, right? But you're like, why is it Halloween 2? Well, it's not really Halloween 2, it's Halloween, but, I mean, to me, this looks more like the Dick Warlock mask. That looks, and this is, a riff on the Jaws poster, right? And, of course, Dick Warlock is a stunt double in Jaws. Like, he's the one in the cage. And we talk about that, his near-death experience in the cage filming Jaws. And I love this. We regular viewers know we live in a beach town, tourist area on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, a town called Kill Devil Hills. So anything beachy and Halloween at the same time, and not to mention it's Halloween and it's Jaws. So to me, even though, it doesn't have the 2 on it, this shirt always makes me think of Dick Warlock whenever I wear it. So when I decided we were going to do a flashback to that clip, I decided this is the perfect shirt. And that was before I knew we were going to have Leto in here, the Michael Myers for Halloween 2, the game, which ties in once again with H2 and Dick Warlock. So love some Dick Warlock. And you guys do too, as you're all saying in the live chat. Andromeda says, I hope he does write that book. I hope so too. And I'm going to ask him about the progress of that, because he was saying in that interview that he was working with somebody and it was going to happen. But that was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. So I need to follow up with that and check on him as far as that book. And I did put the link to that interview, part 1 of that interview anyway, in the live chat, and I will add it to the description of the video once I'm done here. Thank you, Phil. Phil says, just love the interview. Yep. Yeah, that was a fun one. It's always been fun every time I've had a conversation with Dick Warlock, and I've talked here before about how we've become, dare I say, friends. His wife and my wife, in fact, text regularly all the time, and every time we see them or talk to them, it's just like seeing old friends or almost like seeing family members that you haven't seen in a long time. But he's awesome, as you all can attest to who have met him, and I know you can, because you're all singing the praises of Dick Warlock in the live chat. Andromeda wants a picture of Dick Warlock and James Jude Courtney together. Yeah, that would be pretty much as epic as it gets for me. And who knows? Maybe at age 45, we can make something like that happen. I don't know. We'll see. Leto says, I think everyone is so enthralled with Dick's stories that we forgot the chat still works. That's funny. Yeah, I'm enthralled with his stories. I again, if y'all haven't watched that interview, do yourself a favor and do it. Not for me. Again, the pleasure is all mine every time I get to talk to him, whether it's just briefly at a convention or something like that, where it's like a sit down. And you'll see in the interview, it's a kind of long interview. I cut it into 2 parts. I probably would have kept it in one video today. But anyway, the point is, it's wide-ranging to say the least. Because, like I said, he'll start telling a story, and then that leads him into wanting to talk about something else. And I'm not gonna get in the way of that. Give it all to us. We want to hear it all. Because his work on Halloween 2 and 3 is all obviously usually the focus of our conversations. But and another reason Dick Warlock today is fitting, because Dick Warlock, of course, stunt doubled for Kurt Russell for many years, many John Carpenter films, including one called Escape from New York. And today, July 10th, for a few more minutes anyway, is the 42nd anniversary of the release of Escape from New York. So how awesome is that? Dick Warlock, again, he's in there, doubling Kurt. So Dick Warlock played Snake Plissken in addition to Kurt Russell. It's one of his many credits. I could go on all night about the man. He's amazing, but you guys already know that. All right, let's do some shout outs, shall we? Jason says I should wear the mask and scare tourists. I probably should. I think I should. I mean, would you guys want to see that? Like, if I just like walked out on the beach as Michael Myers one day and just like had my wife or son filming from a distance, would you guys want to see just Michael just walking around on the beach here in a tourist area? Because we got that, and I got a Michael Myers outfit, obviously. Got a couple masks, as you guys know. So, and I've thought about that. Like, should I just take Michael out there and just film like some hidden camera stuff and see what happens? You guys tell me what you think. Okay, Lito is clocking out for the night. I hear you, man. Thank you so much for hanging out, for real. And for sending me that heads up about the soundtrack. I love it. And please keep me posted on everything you're up to. Thanks for joining us tonight, Lito. And I'm going to be wrapping it up here in just another couple minutes. I said I was trying to end before midnight. I think we might make it. All right, let's do shout-outs. You guys know what's up. Every week, we give a couple random shout-outs. Just some Michael Myers Monday hashtagged posts from today. And so we're starting off on Twitter with John D. Sanders Jr. And, where'd he go? Where'd John go? What happened? Okay, let's try that again. We're starting here on Twitter with John D. Sanders Jr. And I just had to share this because this just looks so warm and cozy to me. Does it not, you guys? I mean, and he's watching Halloween Kills. And I really love Halloween Kills. So thanks for sharing, John. Also from Twitter today, this comes from an account called Halloween Homecoming, an unofficial novel. And they tweet, looking for a good read this Michael Myers Monday? Check out Halloween Homecoming, an unofficial and unauthorized ongoing web novel that serves as a reimagining of the entire franchise's mythos and themes. Now, I've not read this unofficial novel, and I, in all honesty, didn't know about it until tonight. But I do want to check it out. And again, I'll add the link in the description once I'm done here. But I thought it was fitting to mention a unofficial novel on the same night. We're talking fan films. And I just thought that tied in a bit nicely. So I will add that that link. All right, back to shout outs. Moving over to Instagram now. This one comes to us from _horror doll on Instagram. And I love it. You can see she's rocking her Michael Myers t-shirt. And our own Darlene here in the live chat messaged me the other day that she found this t-shirt out in the wild as well. And then that animatronic behind her lurking, that's that techie-produced Party City Michael Myers animatronic that was in stores last year. We actually own that one. He stands just like that in our living room. So thanks for sharing the horror doll. And a couple of reels from Instagram now. Now, this one is really great. I think this just speaks for itself. I'll play it and you'll get the idea. But I love this. It's July. It's summer. Everybody's hitting the beach. Everybody's working on their tan. And here at Cigarettes in the Cemetery on Instagram, they say Mondays are for Michael. And, well, We know that to be true. But this is a really cool reel I like. Just simple and fun. Summer fun with Michael Myers. You gotta love that. So, thanks for sharing to Cigarettes in the Cemetery. Thanks for sharing. And yes, Mondays are definitely for Michael. I think that might be one of our next t-shirts, maybe. Mondays are for Michael, because all you Triple Mers will know exactly what it is. Now, this one, I'll play it for you, but it's not going to have the same effect because you can't hear the audio, and I can't play it because we'll get a copyright strike. But it's the audio, if you remember in Kill Bill, the song, the music that they played in the trailer. Well, imagine that music playing as this is happening. I fucking love this. The Cult of Myers, Philippines. And this is posted by the Instagram account Migo Litao. I think I'm saying that right. But wow. These guys, they're awesome. And again, you've got to watch it. You've got to see it with the music because then you'll really get it. They've got it timed exactly with the music. It's so good. I love how they got the biggest Michael in the middle, with that fireman's tool from Kills. This is awesome. And so they're so awesome they get a second shout out tonight. Shout out to the Myers Club Philippines. You guys rock. I love this. I love that video. I love this picture. Obviously an ode to the Breakfast Club. So awesome. And one more shout out tonight, because again, we are on Threads now, and we are bringing Michael Myers to Threads. So we're going to do our very first Threads shout out tonight on this historic Michael Myers Monday on July 10th. And that goes to The Shape of Winter. He's always posting amazing content on Michael Myers Monday. And earlier today, he posted, yes, it sucks to be Monday, but it's a happy Michael Myers Monday. Keeping up the Halloween Daily News tradition. That's right. Thank you for keeping up the tradition. Thank you for tagging us. There you can see how it's done on Threads. If you tag us just like Shape of Winter did, I'll see your stuff, and you may just get a shout out here during Michael Myers Monday live. But this is a wicked looking Inns mask. And The Shape of Winter, go follow him. He's always posting amazing Michael Myers related content. I mean, he's the Shape of Winter, so he's got a lot of shape content. All right. Like I said, the best way to get our attention on Michael Myers Monday is to tag us, DM us. If we don't respond to the DM right away, try the tagging if you haven't already. You know what I mean? But that's the best way. And you never know, you might get a shout out during our live stream on Mondays. All right, I'm going to look over here in the live chat one more time, and we're going to get ready to get out of here. It's about 4 minutes to midnight here on the East Coast. So technically, I guess that's a little bit earlier than most Mondays. I don't know. But this has been fun, like it always is. You guys are the best. Yeah, you guys want to see Michael out on the beach. All right. Brett says Dick doubled as Kurt as Jack Burton too. Yes, he did. Absolutely. Andromeda wants to see Michael on the beach. Jason wants to see it. Wants me to film it. Oh, yeah. If I was going to do it, I would definitely have to film it. For sure. I would have to, like I said, if I was going to do it, I would have either my wife or my son, or maybe even both of them, like with their phones or whatever, just kind of discreetly shooting so we could capture the reactions. But I might have to do that while we got so many tourists here in the area. I did take Michael out on the beach many years. We've done it before, but not since we've been doing the live streams and all. So I think you guys, more than anybody on the internet, would appreciate something like that. So, yeah, I think I might have to put that together. Michael Myers for Hawaiian Tropic commercial. That's hilarious. Yeah, he's from the Midwest. Andromeda's right. He should experience the ocean. All right. Jason, I love that you listen every Monday, even when you got to work. And I'm happy that you're here tonight and you're off. Excellent. But I definitely appreciate all the support. Yes, Rob, makes Mondays much better. Excellent. Andromeda's asking about the Halloween shirt that Walmart has. Yes, I was wearing it last week. I found it last Sunday at my local Walmart. First time I've ever found a Myers shirt at my local Walmart here in our tourist area of the Outer Banks. And when I say that, I mean that with love. I love our tourists. Don't get me wrong. I love the tourists more than locals around here, if I'm going to be honest with y'all. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. So, yeah, they put food on my family's table because our other job besides HDN is taking family portraits out on the beach and shooting weddings and all kinds of events. But that's what we do, and it's almost always the tourists that we work with. And yeah, so when I say we live in a tourist area, I'm not saying it as a bad way. I'm saying it like. Plus, our area is, speaking of Jaws and Dick Warlock, to bring it all full circle one more time. When I was a kid, I would watch Jaws and think of this area because we would vacation here back when I was a kid before I lived here. So there it is. Jason says have a few drinks first. Yes. Well, I'd have to have a few drinks, but also I'd have to really hydrate because you guys know how hot it gets in the costume, just in the AC inside. And we're talking about going outside in July in this heat. And it has been hot this week. It hasn't been like it's been in some places in the country, not nearly as oppressive, but I hear it's we're going to be getting some of that. So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to last very long. Let's put it that way with the heat. But yeah, I would probably have to have a mango twist or two, and then and also chug a couple bottles of water, and then go try it out. But you guys are giving me the courage to do that. I've thought about it many times. When I go out there, we run a local website as well where I do like beach reports and stuff. And many times when I'm out there, I'm like, I wonder how these people would react if I just walked out here one day in full Michael. And then I've thought sometimes, what if it's not full Michael, but just like me as me, but in the mask? That. But then sometimes I feel like that's a little bit sacrilegious against Michael, you know, if you're not going to go all the way, you know. But but it could be funny in any case. Lee the Machine Bowers. Hello. Jaws 2 got a 4K release. Awesome. Welcome and happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Unfortunately, I'm wrapping it up right now. It just crossed into Tuesday. Not that matters around here. But I do have a somewhat earlier than normal, anyway, morning tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting week here at HDN as far as animatronics and product releases. I know that's not Michael Myers related specific. It doesn't look like we're going to see that Party City Michael Myers back in stores this year. At least not that I know of so far. If I learn differently, of course, you'll be the first to know. Last I checked, though, earlier today, that inflatable and last year's Michael Myers H2 animatronic made by Jenny, they're both still available online at Lowe's.com. We talked about them last night, or last week. Yeah, it's time to sign off. We talked about them last week, and there's links in the description of last week's Michael Myers Monday video to those two items, if you're still interested, because I don't think we're going to see another Michael Myers animatronic in stores this year that I know of anyway. But if you're into the animatronics stuff, all I got to say is be here on Wednesday, the 12th, because that's the day that we're going to be able to talk all about all of the 2023 Halloween animatronics and inflatables coming from the Home Depot. And, they're a major player in the Halloween industry nowadays. So that's coming up this week. Lots of other cool stuff. As you know, 'tis the season. We're in July, but for us, it's reveal season for all things Halloween. I was tagged in a tweet earlier today. I didn't mention it earlier tonight that it sounds like we might be getting an H2O 4K Steelbook release this September. I haven't confirmed that yet. That's why I didn't plan to talk about it tonight. But once it's confirmed 100%, we'll dive into that as well, because that's some exciting news coming up. And of course, interviews, always working on more interviews, both within this franchise and outside. So all that good stuff is coming your way. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you wouldn't mind. And even if you're here in the live chat, if you wouldn't mind, just drop a pumpkin in the comments, or just a hi, or anything like that. I love Triple M, anything like that. Because as you know, YouTube algorithms, they raise stuff with the more interaction and engagement we get. So that being said, I'm about to wrap it up here. Vibes just checked in. What's up, Josh? Good to see you. Lee, yes, I love that Ends NECA figure. It looks great. Trick or Treat's going to be doing one too on their scale. Okay. Yeah, I figured they would be. I hadn't heard about it, but I figured they would be. But all right, guys. Stalk says, thank you for the review and kind words. Keep up the good work and have a great night. Well, thank you, Dominic. Again, you got a lot of talent, man. I look forward to talking with you more and seeing what you do on future projects. All right, everybody. You guys are amazing. It's after midnight here on the East Coast, so I got to get to bed because I got an event I got to cover first thing tomorrow morning. But we'll have coverage from that event coming Wednesday, like I said. Look for that. Lots more stuff coming this week. Watch the channel. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. And I know we don't do that many live streams lately, but sometimes when there's breaking news or something really big, we might go live unexpectedly, and we're not going to have a whole lot of time to hype it up all the time. So that's why you want to turn on your notifications. All right, like, comment, subscribe, notify, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, buy an HDN t-shirt from our spring shop. Order a mug. It all helps us out. We appreciate it. Join the HDN Club. We appreciate that too. All right. You guys are the best. You're the best damn YouTube community on all of YouTube. And I'd say probably on all the social media apps. Not probably, definitely. Definitely. You guys are the best of all the social media apps where HDN has a presence. And we have a presence on all of them. But you guys warm my heart more than anybody else, because we're here. We're interacting. It's live. It's happening. You guys are in the house, it feels like, with me. In the studio, it feels like, with me. So I love it. You guys rock. All right. Till next week, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all sincerely from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me tonight, for participating in the live chat, for supporting HDN the way you guys do. We love you. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Good night, guys.